Okay, let's talk about the layer effects. I prepared this document here to explain what is the effect of each function, each effect here on the layer. Here you have 10 effects: bevel, emboss, stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient, pattern, outer glow, drop shadow. And here our minion, we will use it as a test. Here the final results of each effect. Now remark that the stroke, the simplest one, adds a stroke here around our element. The inner shadow, as the name shadow, inner shadow, it adds an inner shadow effect to our element. Inner glow, what's the difference between inner glow and inner shadow? Is the angle. In the inner shadow there is a certain angle. The shadow comes from an angle. The inner glow, it comes from everywhere. The satin effect here, now if you focus, you will remark that it's kind of double inner stroke. Double inner stroke to create some kind of effect, some kind of glass effect we can develop to get this result if we want to. Now the color overlay, the gradient, the pattern, the outer glow, the inverse of the inner glow, and the drop shadow, the inverse of the inner shadow. Now let's get a look at each one individually, how we can change parameters. Start with the bevel and emboss. Here you can see what happened. Of course, you can create some kind of glass effect. Here, different styles you can choose from. Outer, here you can see results here and here. Inner, etc. Stroke, emboss, etc. Here you have the soften. Here we go. Here remark the soften, the size, and the depth. You go direction up, down, and the angle, the most important thing. And I personally use the global light to link it with other effects. Here you have the highlight mode. You can change any color you want as a highlight color, and the shadow color, shadow mode. There you go. And don't forget, an important thing is this graphs. Now you can double the effects by changing the graph. We will see this in detail here in the satin. Here, satin, you have the color, of course, opacity. Here you go, opacity, angle, direction of the angle, and the distance of angle, the size. Here you go, see. Here, if you choose this graph, you will have a double satin. This graph will give you only one. Now, this is what the graphs are for. And of course, you can get a soft one or a hard one. You can go to simplest things. Color overlay applies color. Gradient applies gradient. And you can, of course, duplicate this effect. Here you go, double effect. Gradient overlay, you have the blend mode, you will see this. Opacity, gradient effects, here you have plenty of, and you can add from the list. There you go. The style, you have here linear, radial, etc. And the angle and the scale. Here you go. Of course, you have the pattern overlay. You can choose from one of these or download your own. The scale, opacity. Here you have the afterglow. You have the blend mode, of course, opacity, noise. I don't use the noise personally. Here the mark. You can use a single color or gradient. You have other parameters, spread, size, graph, etc. You have the satin. So this. You have the drop shadow. Got confused because I didn't go in order. You have the spread, size, distance, etc. You can play with to get the effect you want. You have the stroke, size, inside, outside, center, etc. Here you go. Inner shadow, distance, shock, size, etc. Here you have the contour and texture that belongs to bevel and emboss. And that's it.